We've got tambourines and castanets and wood block.
Since 1928, the Mighty Morton has been filling the Ohio theater and entertaining audiences with its broad range of sounds.
It's what they called a unit orchestra. It's the original synthesizer, if you will, via the pipe organ. Everything is wind-blown. There are no electronics, no speakers, no amplification. But you hear the different sections of the orchestra, the brass.
The organ's 2,700 pipes are built into this original movie house, and it is one of the few still remaining in its initial home.
You can turn on the vibratos, or the tremulants as they called them, and using that same stop, you can play a tune that might have been in use when the lovers were kissing on the screen.
Clark Wilson scores and accompanies old pictures for the theater's summer movie series, including showings of The Little American, playing later this week.
I always try to do the due diligence of getting those cue sheets or the scores if I can for a picture, see if we can find what they originally had intended for the music for that picture. It's not always appropriate today, because in 85 or 90 years, tastes have changed, innuendo has changed, musical titles, what they mean, have changed.
Wilson has been playing for 22 years at the Ohio Theater and was impressed by its organ as a boy.
And it still is exciting every time I play here, because this was the first theater pipe organ I ever heard live and the first big movie palace that I ever was in. I was here for the 1969 farewell concert, when they were to tear the place down the following month. And I heard Roger Garrett do his farewell, and the place was packed with 3,300 people and so on and so forth. I was just a little kid, and I met him, and it was just like meeting God. You know, I couldn't get over this sound and what happened that day. And when I met him, I remember the people that I was with introduced me to him and said, "Oh, he's a young organist too." And Roger Garrett said, "Well, you keep practicing, young man. Maybe someday you'll get to play an organ like this too."
His talents take him across the nation, playing films and controlling the audience's emotions with every note.
I don't care what soundtrack you put on a picture, the organ is still greater in sound. It plays the building, it plays the room, so the sound that comes at you when you're up in the balcony is unmatched by anything else. I can outplay the symphony on this, I can outplay any soundtrack, whatever. The organ's got that kind of power. Not to hurt your ears, but to push you in the chest and to roll your socks up and down. It's that kind of power.